the traveling idiot. So this guy, literally, the traveling idiot, the guy who was stalking me, Christopher Sabat, Sean Schemmel, you know, a whole bunch of other people. If you don't know the recent news, I just locked up Chris and Sean because what they did was, there's going to be an exclusive interview and an exclusive, you know, another video on my channel about certain relationships. Like, literally, it's not the first time when we had to lock up Sean. This is something that always happens. Like, literally, it happens for Vic, it happens on and off. There's just another thing that literally, that Sean does that needs, like, literally be stopped, that literally needs to be put to a hold. Like, literally, I understand, like, literally drunken baseball, but this is going too far. So basically, what happened was this. So basically, like, Sean Schemmel, as I stated in my other video involving Christopher Sabat, is literally, I knew that he used to be a gang member, and I used to know that it didn't mean anything because I've dealt with a gang before, and I used to have, like, literally a mental condition. I used to do things the same way as Sean, and I heard rumors that he used to go to, like, prison and pretend to be Goku, like, literally fight people who are really strong and, like, literally flip and fly in the air and stuff like that, literally, and that he inspired so many other people in North Vietnam. So I heard that Sean had a fan before all this happened. The reason why we had to lock him up is because he wasn't being discreet and he wasn't being reasonable because of what he had to adapt to, and that was the whole reason why anime needed to be translated a different way in the United States, because the impact of Dragon Ball Z made in society made you think that Goku was the same in Japanese, but it was completely different. This is an actual, you know, product from Japan. Literally, all those references, why is Piccolo green and stuff like that, you have to understand that. And Sean came at all this that Leo normal. We started doing a whole lot of really freaky experiments, you know, with people who were doing wrong this COVID. And like literally, even though it was already stated in the COVID narrative that these people needed to die because they were infecting the community, like literally, Sean took it too far by literally evaluating people like a Gates to see what they're about to do, see what gang they're about to reach out to. I already told them, no, you don't think like that. This is a different generation of gangster. Like literally, they're pussies and stuff like that. So guess what happened? So literally, there was someone stalking Sean the entire time, knew that it was gonna happen, but I knew Sean was multi-dimensional, just like I am. Like how I went to jail once, and when I went to jail multiple times. Literally, I know that you can be an anime fan, be a jack of all trades, and handle business, but because Sean is old and because Sean has went through a whole lot in his life, he had a whole lot to deal with, and I'm fresh, and I was working, I have a whole lot of other shit going on, and I didn't have time to deal with Sean's BS. So what happened was literally, he was doing too many unnecessary things in the Foundation building, like literally, freaking giving people too many chances, like literally, giving too many unnecessary examples, like, yo, you know this thing called an animation rap page, they gotta teach you this thing called scheme, right? Or they gotta put you in a box and they gotta hit you a hella different shit around the topic, and the only way I'm like, no, Christian giving the OG, so I broke the whole down fucking the story to a female cop, and she's like, and you're still not letting him get, like, literally, this and that, you're still not listening to his advice, we're still allowing these people to stick around, you're still evaluating the situation after this much information, because literally, fucking, the gang members exclusively, let's get that out the way. So what if I tell you that Arduran wasn't gonna take in the fact that anything great that Sean did, and everything bad that Sean did, and he was waiting for this to happen, he made a whole fucking 20-year away for this loser ass concept. You wait 20 years to watch something happen without really doing anything else, and this person did everything. So he was a good Dragon Ball Z fan. So he was in the making of the whole, you know, fucking, you know, generation, how he planned Dr. Stone all the way from Naruto to Dr. Stone. This is the evolution. This guy was a part of all of that. So there's two people who are heavily involved in the Anime in America project. You know, literally when nerds were misguided by Naruto, thinking that Naruto believed in, not knowing his standing as a side, not knowing that he has plot armor, and that is like really a heavy, you know, lost the universe thing that you nerds have to look up. Why is Naruto always getting his way? Is it the Nine Tails? Is he being white? Or what is it? You have to do your research in order to figure out. I give you a hint, it's a little bit of both, but it's morally who he is as a person. Oh, this guy with glasses who was stalking Sean, who was watching Dragon Ball Z in the air, who literally was about to go join the Dark Internet, who joined the Dark Internet and did his own thing. And literally, what happened was this. So literally what happened was this. So this guy literally stalked Sean literally ever since he was private Dragon Ball Z, and he shot that he was a druggie, so he did a whole bunch of like nonsense and this and that. So what happened was this, he kept on really sending feedback to their Dragon Ball Z base to the dub, and literally they kept on feeding it back, like, I want you to do this and this, and literally, because this is fine, you do this and that, and literally, so this guy really made it affordable for like literally, well, popular girls can live through their lives, how come I can't live through Naruto? And this guy literally was a part of the whole revelation why this shit all fucking panned out. Like literally, popular girls earn this shit called survival buddy and stuff like that. They're doing something that's accepted by nature. You're not understanding that. Penises are supposed to make your vaginas and they're following the formula. You are doing anything but following the formula. So this guy literally was studying humans ever since day one because he didn't want to accept the truth and because he kept on blaming legitimate things in his mind. You don't legitimately call a girl out on the bullshit during the dark internet unless society truly gave you a reason. Literally, society truly had to back you in the corner in order for your the dark internet, if you ask me. Literally, because this guy really fucking, what he did was this literally fucking, he kept on watching Sean, he studied people over time. I'm like, okay, so let's give this, he heard that there was a black kid in town who loved Dragon Ball Z. I'm like, you know, that black kid's gonna be great one day. And really, oh, he's doing stuff like that, oh, he's gonna nail it, because I know how people are, I know how people work, I know how popular going work, he's gonna nail it. Not focusing on himself, no, he did all his research on humans and why humans are dumb, and why this and that, all here, drinking his little Star Wars company, dragging his briefcase across literally the world, literally that, getting off the airplane, checking up on Sean, seeing what Sean is fucking doing, seeing what I do, seeing what Chris is doing, all away for a team. So I know what's gonna happen because he did so much research. He knew every single thing was about to happen, but he didn't know in what context. He didn't know that he was gonna suffer because he's saying on the sidelines, manipulating this situation throughout the years, expecting it not to backfire. Literally, this guy is like, so he's starting doing this like this. So like, society doesn't focus on the in and out; it only focuses on the paper. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna help create a black and white society just to show you how fucked up this world is. I'm like, right then and there, you fucked up because it didn't translate like that because of how they experience. He experienced like this. I see girls getting away with doing slave stuff. I see girls getting away with really less jokes than boys. I see girls doing this and that and Lily. But even if I do try this and that, they don't like me for who I am anyway. So anyway, this guy didn't adapt to greed. Lily. But what if I do adapt to greed? I end up like Sean. Where if I do adapt to greed? And so he used me as the example. Like, this kid is gonna learn from all these guys' mistakes. It's gonna be my best friend when this meeting does happen, because I know it's gonna happen because society is gonna fuck itself in the future. I'm like, no, you help further society's fucking self. So it got down to the point where literally freaking him and me went on a journey, and literally at the meeting after animation, we took this guy, really re-strapped this guy up, we let him know what he was doing was not cool. He was doing way worse literally than literally the trolls of this generation, because literally how he manipulated, how he came in, and how he infiltrated like literally everybody's personal life, and how he brought everybody together and this and that. But guess what? So if you don't know the original voice actor from Jinx from Teen Titans, he's actually a teenager around, you know, my age, you know. But on the internet right now, we're dealing with a COVID pandemic where people are using this thing called the Sherm machine that can literally edit information online due to literally, it's trying to prove based on Mandela's theory, right? Using a machine that controls gravity. So literally, so what's going on is this. So literally, what's going on is they're doing stuff like the Temptations, like the one guy, I think he beat Patti LaBelle or something like that. They took her off the internet, and literally, I was looking it up, like, who is that one guy? And I was gonna talk about it, like, literally for a non-video, like, literally maybe represented, like, literally maybe a special, like, similar to, like, the Fresh Prince of Bel-Air, you know, literally, I was thinking of doing that, literally, somewhat. But they took it out just like the Digimon shit. Like, really, this is real life shit that's going on. It's really, really bad. Like, really, so if you don't know, like, really, I'll also touch upon Kishimoto, what happened with that whole, you know, really misunderstanding, you know, with the thing with Perv from Japan. Come on, man. Literally, Kishimoto was just pulling a genuine dry out. Not like, nothing but very about Kishimoto. I don't know the full story, and I'll explain it later. But now is not the right time to say it. Because me and Kishimoto do secret work, and I'm gonna represent the future videos about really how he was looking out for me, including in high school. So I'm gonna let you like me. He even made some custom characters for me. So anyway, you want some solid concrete proof? Go look up the Naruto Shippuden ending for you, AZU. That was on the letters AZ and U and Lily. There you go. Lily freaking, it was alongside Lily when I was starting in high school. My junior year when Killer B Lily was Lily, you know, not too special, but he was still around. So what ended up happening was literally freaking, we ended up really taking down shit after shit, and literally what was left for history, I'm like, man, this guy really fucked this shit up. So he used it to his advantage, and he wasn't too old to me either. So like, really, since word of mouth came together, I learned a whole lot about really avatars made for me to advertise. A whole bunch of really cartoons made to advertise, including Ben 10. Ben 10 was definitely made for me to touch upon in some way or another, knowing that somebody was watching me. I think maybe Max was maybe a reference to my uncle. It may have been, because I think it's a reference like literally freaking to OG's about specifically him, but it was a good version of my uncle. Like, yo, this little black kid literally watches like literally Cartoon Network all the time, and he has an uncle who's super funny. He said that, oh, that sounds like my uncle, but it's an actual right uncle in the garage. It's not actually Uncle Jay. So I think that may have literally also been a key factor to how this played. But doing Jinx at Teen Titans, you see his old Asian girl literally as literally they edited like the news newsfeed, and literally, I have a picture of the real Jinx from Teen Titans, literally, and if I can see, it's really, really, really fine, literally, so it's really, really crazy, like, because literally, what's going on is this, literally, the reason why is because he looked out for me, so he used the server machine. He also literally talked to some people, and he also talked to Brooke saying we don't want him falling back on pussy. We want to make sure that he maintains one life. So when Blue Dragon came along, they heard I was getting fucked in 7th grade when Lena came along, and my friend was really trying to say, why don't you teach them how to roast and shit like that, because they were roasting me in PE. And so he came down to me, and I asked Rose him out of nowhere, like, hey, what's up with the duck fee and stuff like that. The easiest way, because she was showing me how that attention and shit, and literally, then Mr. Kubiak drove me to the side, like, what were you doing, Garrus? What you said was kind of clever. We don't want you thinking like that, and that's a very good thing, actually. You want to literally, that really means you don't want to literally fucking, one, those words imply some things that I didn't know about, and you have to understand, like, Mr. Kubiak was crazy. So guess what ended up happening? Well, all these things were happening. Literally, they heard like, yeah, we want this black kid to be violent. We wanted to look up where this girl saw that. So he used the skirmish machine to like literally block it off. Like literally, I don't want your life to be controlled by mainstream media. I'm like, bro, she's hot. And like literally, it fucking sucks. So this guy, literally, I think his name is Sam. Literally, Sam really fucked shit up. Really great to Star Wars. I definitely know Sam was watching, but me and my brother got done with Level Up Expo, and we both got separate flights on planes. Me and my brother both got home for a convention. It was really crazy. So me and my brother had a really great dynamic. If you really want me to give it my all in this video, I want this thing that really, me and him got to a little misunderstanding why I got into a fight, why I left him like really buddy. What happens, I became a grown man. I was 23 and he was, I think 28. And like he was 5 years older than me, and like he was drunk and he got on my nerves. He tried to get a fight, and it didn't turn out to his favor because he underestimated me. So what ended up happening is I felt really bad because even though he was full of shit, he did give me a lot of pizza parties. He did a lot of stuff where he did a lot of relatability. He was my friend, the group phone when I didn't have the arrow. When the arrow gave me shit, I could always rely on my brother. He was always excited to see me, but that cat gave him a very responsibility forever, unfortunately. And literally, that's something that Sam couldn't understand. Like that'd be really okay. So I'm like, so I took him literally to the Level Up Expo. I took him to go see our childhood superhero Vegeta, the voice actor Vegeta, Christopher Sabat. So I got literally my brother out. I took him to like literally the Level Up Expo dance. I got him to see Christopher Sabat. I'm like, okay, well I make up for it. I'm like, we're even now. So what ended up happening is I actually got caught up on Attack on Titan because I was cosplaying as Connie that year. And really, that's the year where they tried to set me up as a predator. And I was really doing this, but something that something that a lot of people will never do. I watched an anime I didn't like before season because I didn't want to bullshit myself happiness because Sabo told me to pay attention to lore and don't really be so gay. Don't just literally fucking use an anime for graphics for an A&B. Actually watch the show, actually be intuitive, and that's really true. In actuality, that's actually doing something with it, but the shows who are telling me to do it with were gay. And they weren't in my interest, and they were only there for 100% nerf. That's why this whole Prince community took over. That's why we had to transition from Naruto to Dr. Stone. The shit like Mandaka Box, Damn It Wonderland, all that shit is fucking lame and shit. That I might as well just use that shit for A&Bs. Like Damn It Wonderland is watchable, but it's nowhere near quality. So I watched Attack on Titan. I did lore for the very first time. I went all out on the very first time. And guess what they're trying to do? They tried to kick me out. And literally, after they already let me in, literally this and that, I made sure I had my hair cut. I made sure everything. I made sure I came correct. Watched all 4 seasons. So before that happened, literally, we got literally home for the dance. Like, are you going on your plane, bro? Are you going back to work? Yeah. I'm like, oh yeah. Well, I'm going back to that house. And so literally, so we watched the first episode of season 4 where we were about to catch a fight. And I knew definitely Sam was there. He's like, yes, he is definitely triumphant. And literally, for you don't know, like everything fucking else is just like they literally fucking oh yes, I was checking things. It's like so genuinely not. Literally afraid that you don't know I was fucking bitches. I was doing genuine shit too. I was actually dancing with bitches too. Literally, you understand, man. Literally fucking, you really expected all this shit to pan out, but literally, what he's thinking isn't what I'm thinking. Just because you don't like anime, and that's a horrible base to work off of when you're trying to get to know somebody. Like me and my friend literally fucking, because life is very complex and anime is very one-dimensional, but it has a lot of like really multi-dimensional references. You get what I'm saying? It's very crazy. So what you're trying to really understand and what I'm trying to get through and what I'm trying to say is this, like literally, I knew you was there, literally, I was doing my own little thing, so literally, I was thinking about it, and freaking Sam was out of pocket, so we cuffed Sam yesterday, we destroyed Sam yesterday. He's the only reason why we have Naruto Uzumaki Believer or Kens. He literally activated the server machine to literally affect certain people to the point where literally, it will literally be easier for an anime fan to stay an anime fan, because we're gonna do this thing called literally, we're literally smart you, but we're gonna make sure we have a base to fall back on. We're not gonna we're gonna challenge you to a roast battle in order to intimidate you, and we're gonna waste your time, and you are gonna be like, dude, this is my thing. I know you're doing this for a reason. I thought the same way, but I actually want standards. Like, really, I was a brute, I was a barbarian and stuff like that. Literally, imagine a model talking to these teenagers, and guess what they're gonna do? They're all like, well, it was because you're a group and all this happened, so that he's like, yeah, but also it was because I took the chances why I got so strong. So that he's like, we shouldn't have to take the chances, this and that. Literally, they outform you in every way, shape, or form, and like literally stuff like that. Like literally, fucking like they do shit. Like literally, that's not hard to me because literally you have to grow up. But somebody like literally who used to bang and stuff like that, you have to bang in order to protect children. That hits really fucking hard. And literally, they're not understanding because of Sam. They're not understanding because of literally all this other shit. And so literally, so it got down to like literally, Sam didn't even know what I was doing already up until this. Let's slow down a little bit to a Starbucks era. Literally, when I just got out the group home, I just literally fucking, you know, literally, I just got down to literally clapping some cakes and literally, so what happened was, literally, I was cool, but I didn't really get feeding off bitches anymore because I had a kid and shit. So literally, so what happened was literally, so I started literally, I was at a house with no Wi-Fi, so I went to Starbucks and I started literally abusing their Wi-Fi. There were 5 ass bitches in there watching me make A&Bs every day. So I had a daily routine, like literally, I would watch an A&B, literally, I would make an A&B and I would tag a rapper who made the song. So I'd make an A&B on upload on Instagram, I would tag a rapper who made the song, and they were all like, dude, this is dope. So literally, I got my name out there. I didn't have a job, I wasn't going to school, but I was always doing that, tag a rapper every time I made hit A&B. And literally, sometimes they paid me money, like sometimes I'd buy $20, sometimes I'd buy $5, and literally, so literally, and then literally, even John Hart started following me after group homes. So I'm like, I know I'm already there. Instead of that, really establishments, like really, but I know really, what they presented to me was feedback, and what they presented to me is I need to like do something to get on top of a bridge. Like literally, we have the bridge for you, but we want you to get the car. Is how I took it. But in actuality, Cuban Doll was already gonna sign me to an anime company after me accomplishing grabbing over 300 female asses out of cosplay at FanMade 2018 at the South Day McHenry Center. Literally, he had a picture of her Instagram. She always typed this and that, but I just started getting a job. I got my first job, and literally, so what happened was literally, so they were with me that entire journey. I was known for this guy who literally went home, smoked weed, watched cartoons, fucking bitches on Snapchat. Literally, I was watching anime and I was really fucking trolling bitches on Snapchat. Like I could fuck them if I wanted to, but I played games with them. Then I kept them around for later, and then they're involved in shit like I could put them on media. Like yo, I forgot about Sky. I forgot about this girl. I forgot about this guy you talked about Snapchat because I was so goal-oriented, so focused on my goals, so focused on really doing this and that. It was crazy. But I was really making like really A&Bs and Starbucks, and they're watching me like, really, what are you doing? He's like, really, and I know, and they're talking and stuff. He's watching our cartoon and stuff. Like, really, that's not really stuff that really fucking trying to set me up. Like, you want some, really, this, that, and really, I'll just abuse the Wi-Fi. Sometimes I'll actually take like really the Starbucks milk, and literally, I'll go to a dollar store and I would buy a box of fucking cereal. Literally, I'll go to fucking Starbucks and literally fucking take the fucking coffee milk and shit, and then literally eat the cereal. I was like, it's okay, use this. Literally, fucking no, I would ask, and literally, I'll use that shit, literally, and I'll use the hot literally water from Starbucks for my oatmeal at the dollar store too. So literally, I'll do that, make my own fucking beans and shit, hella self-efficient, and it would make so many people mad on the inside. There were different people going in and out, and literally, there was this one black guy who tried to hit this one white girl who was always staring at me with freckles, with a long nose, literally wore a blonde hair with a ponytail, really fat kicks. Have you seen one? Okay, I think we all seen one. I don't know anyone else who's seen one. Okay. There's one black guy, my height, like hella mature, right? Literally, I know this is a fucking banger and stuff like that, but he came up to her saying like, literally, because they were all looking at me, wondering why I got that move, and he's really getting to him with like classic his friend, like a movie scene all the way up to the stuff like that. And she was like, oh yeah, no, stuff like that and stuff like that. And then the second time he tried to do it, it didn't work, and I started laughing. And then the next day she saw me making A&B and she was back on me instantly. It was crazy. I was making A&Bs for top tier people in my area like Mr. Fab, Raven Justice, Neptune Farrell, all the top tier hard hitters that was respected by everybody. So if you don't know, I was actually a fucking hard killing. So if you don't know the main area, go up this on the roof. I'll look at the description how I got fucking famous and shit. I'll look at A&B and then I'll look at the description and literally I'll look at a couple of shit later. But this is literally just fucking, this is cold for right now. Cold beer. If you don't know, it's E40, Too Short, Kick the Sneak, LaRue the Hard Hitter, literally, then there's me. But there's also Mr. Fab. But Mr. Fab is out of the question because Mr. Fab is on his own reason. He's on his own thing. Really, 40 doesn't really need to mess with him. He's really on his own hype. But as far as Neptune, Pharrell, Ricky Dustin, I feature both of them. And everybody knows it. Like, really, everybody understands it. And the arrow even proves it. Really, my rhyming killer video, love, really. It shows at my tracks on my channel. If you go to tracks playlist on my channel, I could give a rapper if I want to. So I ended up running this hip-hop league. Like, literally, just watch my channel. You'll eventually get to it. I have less than, literally, 1,000 uploads at heart. So, really, I only have, like, no more than, like, 1,500 at most a day. And compared to anime YouTubers like Tekken 101 and Hikers who really have to make content every day, every day or every, like, once a week, really, who've been making content for years, yeah, literally. They've been there literally a long time, ever since 2015, so yeah, man, they have a lot of us. I'm very reasonable to watch everything you're understanding about chess. So literally, with that out the way, literally, I was doing a whole lot of other shit. Literally, I was making their cinnamon, shit like that. Literally, I was taking fucking everything. I get my own fucking coffee from the fucking dollar store. Literally, fucking abuse every fucking thing. While I always worked on stuff, it was crazy as fuck. It was really, really outstanding. It was crazy. Like, I was full of, like, community college students. Like, I was wearing a really, really nice outfit, and I was working at AMD in front of the girl when I was playing games. She would be working on her biology, but literally writing. She would look at me like, literally, every feel like, literally, fucking staring at me, literally half the way, literally, look at me, do my work. Look at me, do my work. I'm like, is something wrong? And it was hectic. But Sam didn't understand that. I went through all those stages because I actually took the chance. I actually, like, really went all out. I actually took society's criticism. And you get what I'm saying? Like, everybody says society's full of shit, and I was forced to take his criticism. I actually learned how to like his criticism over time by asking people random questions instead of judging people. And Sam really controlled his thoughts. Uzumaki fucking believe it, really fucking making sure nerds have a fat profile background. So when you call Pro Allen bullshit, right? What's gonna happen is he's gonna know he loses, but he's gonna lose on purpose. He's gonna call himself gay. And maybe me and my homosexual friends really just want to be together and stuff like that. They won't be able to save the swag. They say, oh, the magical land of Philly, freaks and stuff, like, literally, fucking, literally. My gay homosexual friend, like, first they start with something lame, but they will say something like homosexuals in order to imply that they're intelligent. So you know how you have to outpoint somebody you know versus I know. What they do is they do that, but they lose on purpose, but they make sure they have something to fall back on. So really, you outport them, you have your own life, so you feel sorry for them. So like, literally, they don't understand how destructive it is, but it's more destructive because they're very team establishment. So that's what's been wrong, really. That mentality has been getting establishments in society. The loose mentality, as long as I have something to fall back on, I'll be as gay as possible, and I'll be gay to protect it as well, which is really out there, really. So ever since then, nerds have been calling me Monroe, nerds have been calling me this and that. This is why I spent this fiction throughout the whole video. I'm not Monroe. I didn't pull all those girls on Starbucks, but literally freaking, I just sit there and did what I wanted to do. And then literally, when it came to anime, I only grabbed ass because literally to prove a point. Literally, I did it to cosplayers. I didn't do it to like equivalents. I didn't do it to girls who literally play games all the time. The ones that's made for, I did it as an intellectual. So literally, the best part about that is that show literally, that is literally what the truth of reality is. Nowhere around it. It's really crazy. So literally, it was insane because I kept on going hard over and over again. First it was cosplay, like literally, and literally, it was out there. It was absolutely out there. And you have to understand, Sam's really out of pocket when it comes to this stuff. And literally, Jinx was really reserved for me. And he did everything in his power. They started creating theories, leading to far background. Like literally, they started creating literally fucking fix those shits about me. They started literally teaming up with fat girls, big tits with sleeves balls held really down. Nothing fucking worked. And Sam's shit didn't work. And literally, he thought that I had the Naruto Uzumaki the whole time, but I was doing my own thing in life. Literally, I'm sorry, man, but I learned how to party. I know how to do everything the right way, and I don't do it at other people's expense. Literally, you know, when your uncles and aunts have friends over and stuff like that, and they drink, they talk about their kids. Those are the parties they have. I don't have outlandish parties with bones, stupid. Literally, you don't understand. I have real parties down to earth, but literally, they're casual when we get back to earth. So literally, it's fucking crazy. Like, there was this fat guy, and literally, there was this skinny guy at Fanime. There was this girl, like, literally called Reese. Literally, I think her name was Teresa, but literally, I call her Reese. It's really cool because that's a part of my persona. I learned how to be, like, part gay, but part gay in the form of, like, fashion and intelligence, you know what I'm saying? Like, literally, like, it really flamboyant, not because I'm eloquent, but I have flamboyant, you know, like, tendencies, so, like, you know, it's crazy. So, like, it is insane, like, really. So this girl, like, I got her, and Kokiyasu is my favorite anime. So when I got her, she cosplayed as Lucia. She was a girl, like pretending to be a guy. And literally, I got her. It was crazy because I hit punchline after punchline after punchline. You know what that comes like a day. So I had a whole lot of good punchlines. Like at the end, I hesitated like to ask for her number, but it was really just a serve machine. And so literally, and then she was looking for me afterwards. But guess what? Sam doesn't know the shit I was doing, like really dealing with the bacon Bay Area and shit. Literally, I had Lelouch V. Britannia as this LA rapper called Drake the Ruler. And what I was doing, I know a lot about rapping. There was this other guy named Neptune Pharaoh who I made AV for, who I put Yu-Gi-Oh! Like Yu-Gi-Oh! And Neptune Pharaoh. Like literally, I had both bullshit. So I was gonna make a beef between LA and the Bay. Literally, Lelouch Drake the Ruler versus Yu-Gi-Oh! Neptune Pharaoh. Literally, it was gonna happen, but Neff dissed out, and Neff kept on sexually harassing my fitness and kept on being jealous of me, and it was crazy as fuck. Everyone called me Mobber. I was killing everybody. I was killing Thizzler. I was killing the Arrow. I was killing everybody trying to stub me up at family. Everybody all trying to do the same thing. All thought her niggas that are trying to adapt. Just literally, and I'm telling them this is how you get laid. Literally, don't be dramatic, like be down to earth. But if they don't believe me, alright. But after I got Reese, even though I knew I was nervous, and literally, I worked really hard for this going my cosplay. And so I was alright, and I was getting at this female loose, and they all chewed me hard until the end. I got nervous, and I was nervous because of the fucking serve machine. And it was fucking crazy, but still, literally, afterwards, they followed me, started making fun of me, like, what was that? Like, this is why you don't get any. Because at the time, I was running a raid for a gang where I could only fuck bitches in my sleep, so they were probably using reverse psychology. And even if, really, I went there, they hit me with so much complexity, and that's why you don't respect you. They only fucking you to sleep, you only have no game. Isn't that cruel that a nerd can think like that when he is no pussy, but he can act like a crippled blood at one moment? Like, even when they said that, really, because I'm so experienced with game, what I was mad at, I wasn't mad at the fact that I did pro her. I knew I pulled her because I know how girls are. It was the fact that they hit me at the criticism that I've been working hard for a whole year. Lily, I did all that just to say I got friends on some of that, and Lily, I know, I'm like, it's gonna be okay. She's gonna go home, she's gonna stop me like every girl does. She's gonna go on my YouTube channel, and she's gonna be automatically captured by Lelouch's Drake the Ruler. So everything was gonna be fucking okay by default, and that was irrelevant. And that's why Sam and every single nerd on this planet right now is being full of shit. And like, you have to understand that, Lily. And because I have that common understanding is why they think they can come over Lily corporate offices and try to expose people that I protect, Lily, because people who Lily were forced to be in situations just like me in order to like bang and survive some of that, Lily. And it's fucking crazy. Like, Lily, fucking, you can't get rid of being Scarry forever. I'm sorry, nerds. But like, Lily, I'm not Madara, but Lily, Starbucks was really on hit. I'm glad that I got to grab this Kishimoto in this video.